Feel that electrifying buzz, Lions News Fan Report family? Smash that like button and subscribe if you're hungry for a defensive revolution. Because what I'm about to unfold could rewrite the very DNA of this team's pass rush. Picture this. A blue and silver army that attackers dare not face. A front four so fearsome that quarterbacks break into cold sweats before the snap. Could Detroit's defense finally awaken from its slumber with a seismic addition? Is Brad Holmes on the cusp of pulling off the most audacious trade in franchise history? What if the linchpin in our quest for gritty and glory isn't a rookie phenom, but a hardened warrior who's already etched his name in NFL lore? You've watched Aiden Hutchinson's relentless pursuit shoulder-shaking spins, blade-like speed, and a ferocity that's only eclipsed by his hunger for sacks. Yet even as he climbed toward all-pro status, something was missing. A battle-tested partner whose very presence commands respect and disrupts every offensive schema. Now, whispers in the league corridor suggest that someone who fits that mold might be willing to join forces in Motown. Imagine a name so synonymous with domination that defenses have bent but never broken under his pressure. A player who has turned ignorance of his threat into instant regret for opposing coaches. Imagine Khalil Mack's thunderous bull rush paired with Hutchinson's fiery finesse, an edge rush duo that haunts film sessions and nightmares alike. Could this dynamic pairing propel our defense into the stratosphere, vaulting us past the likes of Buffalo and Philadelphia? Is it conceivable that with Mack's veteran acumen mentoring our young star, Hutchinson transcends from breakout talent to bona fide game wrecker? Think back to those monumental clashes where Mack single-handedly altered the course of playoff games. His sacks not just statistics, but seismic events that shifted momentum and shattered confidence. Now, transpose that impact onto Detroit's defensive blueprint, where every snap becomes an ambush, every blitz a declaration of war. Fans are buzzing with anticipation. Might this be the moment our long-suffering secondary finally breathes? Easy, knowing the front four will suffocate any pass attempt. Could opponents even summon the courage to challenge our linebackers in coverage? Or will they abandon the aerial assault, retreating into conservative play calling just to survive? And what does this mean for the locker room culture? Picture the veteran Mack's voice echoing in meetings, sharing battlefield stories, igniting a competitive fire in every line lucky enough to stand beside him. What if his mere arrival galvanizes a defense that's craved identity, forging bonds of trust and a shared resolve to choke out complacency? The ripple effects would stretch far beyond Sundays. This could be the spark that convinces free agents to flock to Detroit. The proof? That Brad Holmes isn't just talking about turning this franchise around, he's doing it. But here's the kicker. As reports of preliminary talks surface, as salary cap gymnastics and draft capital discussions intensify behind closed doors, one question lingers louder than any other: will the Lions pounce before the rest of the league catches wind? Or will we remain on the brink, tantalized by possibility, only to watch this legend slip through our claws at the final bell? The stage is set, the stakes have never been higher, and the entire NFC North is bracing for impact. Hold on to your helmets, because what's coming next could define a generation of Lions football, and you definitely don't want to miss a single second of this unfolding drama. Asterisk, if you believe the Lions are finally ready to roar, hit that like and let's finish what we started. Imagine walking into Ford Field next season, knowing that when the ball is snapped, Khalil Mack is breathing down the quarterback's neck beside Avid Hutchinson, a tandem so fearsome it forces opposing coaches to rewrite their game plans at the line of scrimmage. What would it mean for Detroit's identity to transform overnight from plucky underdogs to outright predators of the NFC North? Picture a defense that rises from the ashes of last year's middling pass rush, where Hutchinson's 9.5 sacks and Mack's career average of double-digit takedowns become the bedrock of an entirely new mindset. This isn't just about adding another name to the roster. It's about delivering a message to the entire league that the Lions are no longer content to merely compete. They intend to dominate. Think back to the glory days of the Purple People. Eaters When fear was the currency of this locker room and fans believed in championships before kickoff. Could reuniting that swagger with modern firepower spark a renaissance that finally breaks the decades-long playoff drought? Envision Mack's battle-tested instincts, teaching our young stars how to hunt impacts, how to close gaps, how to disguise rushes, how to turn every down into a declaration of war. Sports analysts might point to the 2014 Seahawks or the 2000 Ravens as blueprints for defensive supremacy, but soon they'll be pointing to Detroit, where a reimagined front four suffocates any thought of a comeback. And what would that do for this fan base, the lifelong believers who've watched seasons slip away in agonizing last-minute drives? It would ignite a frenzy of hope so electric you'd feel it in the rafters, an energy that carries through Thanksgiving turkeys and into every remaining Sunday showdown. Imagine chants of Mack and Hutch, echoing from the stands as the rest of the NFC North trembles at the sound. But the stakes go beyond just wins and losses. They touch the very soul of this organization. Brad Holmes once declared that building. A championship culture starts with magnetic personalities who elevate everyone around them. Now, picture Mack's veteran leadership permeating every meeting, every practice, every locker stall, instilling discipline and grit that ripple through the offense and special teams, binding the entire roster in a shared obsession with greatness. And if this blockbuster move comes together, could it attract even more talent? Might free agents and draft prospects view Detroit not as a stepping stone, but as the ultimate destination for glory? The domino effect could reshape the franchises. Trajectory for years to come, turning us from perennial dreamers into perennial threats. Yet, in true Detroit fashion, the final verdict hasn't been handed down. The whispers of contract negotiations and draft picks still dance in the hallways. The front office must balance cap space and draft equity, weighing the price of immediate impact against the future's promise. But one thing is crystal clear. The moment Brad Holmes places that call, the NFL will know that a new era has dawned in Detroit, one forged by Mack's unrelenting motor and Hutchinson's raw, untamed skill. So hold on to your hats, Lions fans, because if the deal goes through, tomorrow's headlines won't be about who the Lions are hoping to add. They'll be about who they're out to destroy. The countdown is ticking, the anticipation is skyrocketing, and the roar of the crowd is building to a deafening crescendo. Get ready, because when the sun rises on opening day, the rest of the league won't know what hit them, and Detroit will finally unleash the defensive juggernaut it was destined to become.